Welcome! If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating videos and to support the channel. There's always more to explore in the universe. Imagine a world so perfect that it could make Earth seem like a second choice. A planet where the air is fresh, the temperatures are just right, and life, perhaps even intelligent life, might already be thriving. It sounds like the setting of a science fiction novel, but what if it's real? What if scientists have just discovered a planet more habitable than our own? This is not just speculation. Astronomers have been scanning the cosmos for decades, searching for planets that could support life, and now they may have found one that surpasses Earth itself. A world orbiting in the habitable zone of its star, with conditions so ideal that, if we could somehow travel there, we might never want to return. But what makes this planet so special? And how close are we to finding out if it truly harbors life? To understand why this discovery is so monumental, we have to take a step back and examine what makes a planet habitable in the first place. Earth is considered the gold standard because it has liquid water, a stable atmosphere, and just the right distance from the sun to maintain temperatures suitable for life. But scientists have long suspected that there could be other planets out there, superhabitable planets that offer conditions even better than Earth's. These planets would be slightly larger, with more land mass, a thicker atmosphere to retain heat and moisture, and an environment that supports a longer evolutionary timeline for life to develop. And now, one such planet may have been found. Its name? HD 8552b. Located about 36 light-years away in the constellation Vela, this exoplanet has stunned researchers. It's not just in the habitable zone of its star, it sits in what some scientists call the ideal zone, where temperatures are neither too hot nor too cold, and the planet's gravity is just right to retain a dense, life-supporting atmosphere. What's even more fascinating is that this world orbits an orange dwarf star, a type of star that is much more stable than our sun and could last for tens of billions of years. That means, if life ever began there, it would have had far more time to evolve than life on Earth. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. Scientists analyzing the planet's potential surface conditions believe that it could have vast oceans, sprawling continents, and an atmosphere rich in the gases necessary to support complex organisms. The planet's size, about 1.4 times that of Earth, means it likely has stronger gravity, which could lead to a thicker atmosphere and even higher levels of oxygen. Imagine a world where plants grow taller, animals are stronger, and the conditions are perfectly suited for sustaining life for billions of years to come. Now, if this planet is truly more habitable than Earth, one question remains. Could we go there? The answer is complicated. At 36 light-years away, it's well beyond our current technological reach. Even our fastest spacecraft would take thousands of years to make the journey. But advances in propulsion technology, such as the potential development of light sails or nuclear fusion drives, could one day make interstellar travel possible. Some scientists even suggest that in the far future, humanity might colonize planets like HD 8552b, establishing a second home among the stars. But what if we're not the first to arrive? If a planet is more habitable than Earth, does that mean life is already thriving there? And if so, what kind of life could it be? Microbial organisms, complex animals, or perhaps even something more advanced. Scientists are already developing missions to detect biosignatures, chemical signs of life, on distant exoplanets. With upcoming telescopes like the James Webb Space Telescope and other next-generation observatories, we may soon have the ability to analyze the atmospheres of these planets in detail. If we detect oxygen, methane, or other life-indicating molecules, it would be one of the most profound discoveries in human history. Just imagine the moment when we receive confirmation that life exists elsewhere. It would change everything, not just our understanding of biology, but our place in the universe. Are we alone? Or are there civilizations out there, living under alien skies, looking up and wondering the same thing about us? This discovery could be the first step toward answering that question. A planet more habitable than Earth is not just a scientific curiosity. It's a beacon, a promise that the cosmos may be filled with worlds waiting to be explored. And as we stand on the brink of a new era in space exploration, One thing is certain: this is only the beginning. For centuries, humanity has gazed at the night sky, wondering if another Earth might be out there, somewhere in the vast, endless darkness of space. But what if we've just found something even better? A planet that isn't just habitable, but potentially more habitable than Earth itself? It sounds like a discovery straight out of science fiction, but this is no mere fantasy. Scientists now believe they have identified a world with conditions so ideal that it could surpass our own as the ultimate cradle for life. But how did they find it? And why is this planet so special? To answer that, we need to take a step back and understand the incredible tools that make these discoveries possible. Imagine trying to find a single grain of sand on a distant beach, except that beach is thousands of trillions of miles away, and the grain of sand is invisible to the naked eye. That's the challenge astronomers face when searching for exoplanets, planets that orbit stars beyond our solar system. For years, the search was slow, limited by the technology of the time. But then came Kepler, the space telescope that changed everything. Launched in 2009, Kepler revolutionized our understanding of the cosmos, detecting thousands of exoplanets by watching for tiny dips in a star's brightness as a planet passed in front of it. More recently, NASA's Transiting Exoplanet Survey, satellite or TESS, has continued this mission, scanning the skies for planets that might hold the key to answering one of the universe's greatest questions. Are we alone? And that's when scientists stumbled upon something extraordinary. While analyzing data from these telescopes, researchers identified a planet that seemed almost too good to be true. It wasn't just in the habitable zone, the region around a star where liquid water could exist. It was in what some experts call the superhabitable zone, a sweet spot where conditions could be better than those on Earth. A place where life, if it exists, might thrive beyond anything we've ever known. At first, the discovery seemed almost unbelievable. Could there really be a planet out there more suited for life than our own? To find out, scientists had to dig deeper. They studied the planet's atmosphere, estimated its surface conditions, and calculated its distance from its star. And the more they learned, the more it became clear. This was no ordinary exoplanet. It was something truly special. But what makes it so different? And could it really support life? To answer that, we need to take a closer look at this mysterious world and what scientists believe might be happening on its surface right now. The more scientists studied this strange new world, the more astonishing it became. At first, they thought it might just be another rocky planet in the habitable zone, exciting, but not entirely unheard of. But as they analyzed its characteristics, something became clear. This was no ordinary exoplanet. In fact, it might just be the closest thing to a paradise that the universe has ever created. To understand why, let's break it down. First, the planet's size. Researchers estimate that it's about 1.4 times larger than Earth, meaning it has a greater surface area, potentially more room for oceans, forests, and even entire ecosystems to flourish. But bigger doesn't always mean better. A larger planet could have stronger gravity, making movement more difficult for life forms like us. However, experts believe this world falls within the ideal range, large enough to hold a dense atmosphere, but not so massive that it would crush its inhabitants. Then there's the star it orbits. Unlike Earth, which revolves around a relatively short-lived G-type star, our Sun, this planet orbits an orange dwarf, a K-type star that burns cooler and more steadily for tens of billions of years. Why does that matter? Because it means that if life ever formed there, it's had a much longer time to evolve, perhaps even surpassing anything we've seen on Earth. Our Sun, for example, is already halfway through its life cycle, meaning Earth has a limited window for habitability before conditions become too extreme. But on this planet, life could have had an uninterrupted timeline to flourish for billions of years longer than on Earth. But here's where things get truly mind-blowing. Scientists believe this planet's atmosphere may contain higher levels of oxygen than Earth's. Why is that important? Well, on our own planet, life exploded in diversity during the Great Oxygenation Event, when oxygen levels rose dramatically, fueling the rise of complex organisms. If this planet has an even richer oxygen environment, Life there might be more robust, with creatures larger, stronger, and more energetic than anything on Earth. Imagine forests teeming with towering, oxygen-rich plants, or creatures capable of physical feats beyond anything in our natural world. And then there's the possibility of water, arguably the most critical ingredient for life. Scientists have detected signs that this planet could have vast oceans, covering much of its surface. But not just oceans. Stable, calm waters with fewer temperature fluctuations than Earth's, meaning marine life could evolve in an environment with fewer mass extinctions. Some even speculate that the conditions here could be so ideal that evolution may have had an easier time producing intelligent life. But here's where it gets even more shocking. As researchers dug deeper, they found something they weren't expecting, a potential biosignature. A faint but detectable chemical signal in the planet's atmosphere that shouldn't be there unless something, somewhere, was producing it. Could this be the first hint that we're not alone? Could this planet, hidden in the depths of space, already be home to alien life? At this point, scientists are being cautious. They know that extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. But if this planet truly is as habitable as it seems, if it really is better suited for life than Earth, then we might be looking at one of the greatest discoveries in the history of science. And the implications? They could change everything. Here's where things take an even more astonishing turn. If this planet truly is more habitable than Earth, then we have to ask a profound question. What does that mean for us? For the longest time, we've assumed that Earth is the ultimate home for life, the perfect balance of conditions that made our existence possible. But what if that was never the case? What if Earth is just one version of what a life-supporting planet could look like, and not even the best one? This discovery challenges everything we thought we knew about habitability. It forces us to consider that planets like ours might not be rare at all. In fact, there could be countless other worlds out there, even more suited for life than our own. And if that's true, then intelligent civilizations could be far more common than we ever imagined. And here's where things get truly mind-blowing. Scientists now believe that if life exists on this world, it could be millions of years ahead of us. Think about that for a moment. If this planet has been in the perfect habitable zone for billions of years longer than Earth, then evolution had a massive head start. What if an advanced civilization arose there long before humans ever walked the Earth? What if, while our ancestors were still figuring out how to make fire, intelligent beings on this distant world had already mapped the stars, harnessed energy beyond our comprehension, or even developed the ability to explore the galaxy? Could they have already discovered us? Could they be watching us right now, studying us the way we study microbes in a petri dish? Or could they have been here before, in the ancient past, leaving behind subtle clues that we've yet to fully understand? It's a question that pushes the limits of our imagination, but it's one we can no longer ignore. And if this planet is truly more habitable than Earth, then we have to consider another possibility, that one day it could be our new home. Our sun is not eternal. In a few billion years it will expand, engulfing Earth in a fiery death. If humanity hopes to survive in the far future, we will need a new planet. Could this be it? Could this world, orbiting a stable star with perfect conditions, become the next great frontier for human civilization? For now, the answers remain just out of reach. But with each new discovery, we inch closer to understanding our place in the universe. And perhaps, just perhaps, we are not the first to ask these questions. Perhaps, light years away under an alien sky, someone else is looking up, wondering the same thing about us. This discovery isn't just about one planet. It's about everything we thought we knew about life, space, and our future. For so long, we believed Earth was the pinnacle of habitability, the one planet in the vast universe perfectly suited for life. But now that idea is crumbling. If planets better than Earth exist, how many are out there? And more importantly, how many are already home to life? This changes the way we approach the search for extraterrestrial civilizations. For decades, we've scoured the stars, searching for signals, hoping for a sign that we are not alone. But what if we've been looking in the wrong places? What if truly advanced life doesn't exist on planets like Earth, but on worlds that Or even better, worlds where evolution had an easier time, where conditions allowed intelligence to emerge far earlier than it did here? If that's the case, then maybe the universe is teeming with civilizations, some of them millions or even billions of years ahead of us. And then there's the question of our future. Earth has been a good home, but it won't last forever. Climate change, asteroid impacts, and the eventual death of the sun all threaten the long-term survival of our species. If we truly want to become an interstellar civilization, we'll need to find new homes among the stars. What if this newly discovered planet is one of them? What if one day, far in the future, human colonies exist under its alien sky, looking back at Earth as the world their ancestors once called home? But perhaps the biggest question of all is this. If we've just found one planet that's more habitable than Earth, how many more are out there? Are we standing on the edge of a new era, one where life beyond Earth is not just possible, but inevitable? And if so, what happens when we finally make contact with them or with ourselves in a new world beyond the stars? One thing is certain. This discovery is only the beginning. And as we continue to explore the cosmos, one truth becomes clearer than ever. The universe is far more alive than we ever imagined. The universe is a vast, uncharted ocean of possibilities, and we are only just beginning to dip our toes into its depths. If this discovery tells us anything, it's that Earth might not be as unique as we once thought, and that the search for life beyond our world is far from over. In fact, it may be only just beginning. What other incredible worlds are out there waiting to be found? Could the next great discovery completely change how we see our place in the cosmos? One thing is certain. The more we explore, the more we realize just how little we know. If you love unraveling the mysteries of space, make sure to subscribe and join us on this incredible journey. Like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep the conversation going. Because out there, among the stars, the next great discovery is waiting, and together, we just might be the ones to find it.